Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Hasta Wasapa. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Bangladesh. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution. Grand Right. The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show. And thank you for joining us on the Female Solution Global Radio TV Show. I'm Naima Latif, and we want you to enjoy this day, this Wednesday morning, as we bring you a special guest that is one of those who has taken upon herself to address an issue that is of great importance and something that we realize is affecting all of our lives, and that is the mental health of our youth. And we're going to bring her on in just a moment as we connect with our co-host, Kareem Hamid, and our American Muslim 360 family on AM 360 Blog Talk channel. And we want you to call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 when you're ready to speak and join us in this powerful conversation as we address youth mental health. And one of the issues that we want to take a look at is how are we recognizing the trauma that many of our young people are facing, and are we sensitive to their needs, or are we merely blaming them for the problems that we created, and are we in fact ignoring their cries for help and giving them what we want them to have instead of what they actually need? So we're going to give you an opportunity to call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 when you're ready to speak, and we'll come right to you and open your mic and get your comments as we prepare to introduce you to our guest today, Araic Anderson, founder of Crown Clutch. And we'll be right back after this quick break. And if you're listening online and want to join this conversation, give us a call, 515-605-9325. Press 1 when you're ready to speak, and we will come right to you and get your thoughts. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host, Kareem Hameed, every Wednesday, 10 to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show. We explore that relationship.
Can you hear?
The foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women.
Breaking up.
In our discussion, as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
All right. I'm going to bring in our co-host, Kareem Hameed. And yes, just connecting to the station. All right. All right. Every Wednesday, of course, we are connected to 2 Blog Talk channels. Both our Female Solution channel and American Muslim 360, which is the world's largest Muslim radio internet broadcast station. And our wonderful co-host, Kareem Hameed, who, of course, joins us every Wednesday to give us a bit of balance in our perspective. And we are grateful for this connection. And we're going to bring them on.
Again.
This was Allah's name, most merciful benefactor, most merciful redeemer. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I bear witness there is no God save Allah alone. That nothing is worthy of worship or praise except Almighty God Allah. Everything approaches Allah as creation and a servant. And I further that Muhammad, whom the Quran was revealed, is Almighty God's most humble servant and noble and generous messenger. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the airways of American Muslim 360, the number one Islamic radio station in the nation. And this is the broadcast of the Female Solution.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to join with my co-host this morning, Naima Latif, as we present another edition of the Female Solution. Assalamu alaikum, Naima.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Kareem Hameed, and all of the listeners on the American Muslim 360 channel. We are grateful that you're joining us on the Female Solution. Today, we've got a fantastic guest, a powerful young woman who has taken the power in her hands to address an issue that we see manifested every day, but are not seeing how to create solutions. So we're here to bring solutions. I have with us our guest today, Araic Anderson, who is founder of Crown Clutch. And this is an organization that addresses youth mental health in a very effective way, giving young people opportunities to develop the mental skills they need to cope with today's challenges. So we want to welcome you to our show today, Ms. Araic Anderson.
Hi, Naima. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure, especially with speaking about something that hits home for me. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to exploring this topic with not just you and your team, but also your amazing audience.
Well, we're so happy to have you and so pleased to bring good news today to our listening and viewing audience. One of the things that impressed me, and of course, I met this young lady at the International Push broadcast this past Saturday. But one of the things that impressed me was what you said about giving youth a chance to learn mental skills, even using tools such as basketball, but also other ways in helping them to think on their feet, helping them to figure out ways to cooperate, work together to achieve a collective goal. And that's really what life is about. When we can learn how to work together to achieve collective goals, then we can solve our problems. So, give us some insight as to what motivated you to start this organization and what is your vision for how youth are going to develop as a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'm Araic Anderson, everyone, as mentioned, and I am the founder of Crown Clutch, which is a nonprofit youth and young adult focused creative movement that is designed to allow to combating stressors. And this came about because I am a survivor of all emotional just just and something I realized growing up is that every day was a day full of stress. It wasn't the stress that was a challenge. It was how I overcoming the stress via my actions. And there are a lack of opportunities, specifically speaking, in the city of Chicago that will allow students, youth, and young adults to channel their anxiety and stressors in healthy ways. And so this platform was designed to provide those opportunities in the most creative ways and innovative way as possible.
Mm.
And
What are some of
so
the
our
main
focus
things?
is pretty, I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, what are some of the main things that you've observed that young people are stressed by in their daily
Um,
lives?
Primarily their personal and educational environments bring extreme pressure to their daily lives, and as adults we fully understand that pressure cause stress and anxiety to situations and circumstances. And so stress just alone is unavoidable, and it's extremely important to figure out the healthiest solutions that will allow youth and young adults to refocus their mental while going through and experiencing the stressors and pressures that that's being brought forth to them.
Mm. I know years ago, the experience of growing up was so much easier. You were young, you didn't have to worry about paying bills, that was taken care of by your parents. You didn't really have to worry about school. I mean, there's always drama inside the classroom, but there wasn't this feeling that if I don't make it, I'm gonna end up homeless or out in the street, because parents are dealing with so much more financial stress, and children are so much more involved in the outcomes. I've seen so many more homeless families. I've seen families with parents are drug addicted or disabled. And so children are bearing so much more of the brunt of what's happening in society. And many of them are under pressure to try to help their families survive in ways that children really didn't have to decades ago. And then there's the violence. I didn't have to worry about getting shot to death going to school. But today's children, that's a reality. And they have to think survival. And, you know, if you're not part of a street organization that protects you, then you could be the victim of getting beat up or even killed. So that's a lot.
It is a lot. And so it's like, as a community, as a city, as a state, what solutions do we have in place that will prepare them to deliver well under pressure and in clutch moments or heated situations, to where it's not dwindling down to a traumatic situation, right? And so that's what Crown Clutch is designed to do. We have 5 campaigns. One is a city and state campaign, which is called What Will Chicago Change, right? And that's the question that I challenge all of the adults. What solutions do you have in place to change tomorrow, right? Because we can only focus on the 24 hours ahead of us. And honestly, what you do today can either change the route of tomorrow or the future within these kids that's living in Chicago specifically. And so that is pretty much a role in our
Your sound is breaking up just a bit. We might have to switch you to the audio platform just in case, because your sound is breaking up a bit on our StreamYard connection. But
okay, you're back. I think we're back. Can you hear me?
Yes. Your sound is breaking up a little bit on our StreamYard connection. We might have to switch to the audio connection just in case. But for the most part, understand that you're saying that you help youth develop the skills they need to function in, you know, those clutch situations when they have to be able to make good decisions. And usually what we see is incorrect decisions, even conflict resolution kinds of decisions. When someone says something and it rubs somebody the wrong way, and you know, rather than them talk about it or decide to walk away and ignore it, you observe things escalate. Like, okay, this person says this, or you said that. Oh, well, I'm gonna say this, and then, oh, well, you don't say that to me, and then so next thing you know, a verbal exchange becomes a physical exchange, and then next thing you know, there's violence and someone's seriously injured. Whereas anywhere in that point, somebody could have made a decision to diffuse the conflict. How do you help in those situations where conflict escalates and nobody can seem to stop the momentum of a negative situation by saying something that would change the emotions or change the responses? How do you help youth in those very common situations when there is a verbal exchange leading to a fight and somebody can make a decision to change something?
Perfect. I believe I heard your question correctly. You're breaking up a little bit. But just to confirm, are you asking what solutions do we have in place that will assist youth in their reaction?
Yes. Oh, I think you're frozen a bit.
Okay. I'm losing you, Naima. I'm not sure what's going on.
You know what we may need to do? Let me see. I may need to see if I can add a call. All right. I'm going to see if adding you on the audio helps. Okay, now what I may have to do. All right, there we go. Okay, so now, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you
yeah, that's
now.
better.
However,
So,
the phone went out. So am I supposed to be talking on the phone to you?
yeah. Talk through the phone. I think that'll work better because that.
Okay, it disconnected. So
All right.
there's no call on my phone right now. You'll have to call again.
All right. And Kareem, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Yeah, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. I want to make sure that everybody hears everything. Let me try this
Okay,
again.
things on your end has gotten better. Maybe we could just give it a try without the phone again.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just go out for your internet connection to kind of strengthen up. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so yes, how do you help young people in those situations when there's a verbal confrontation and it's escalating and about to get violent? You know, how do you help them stop the momentum of that so that it doesn't erupt into a fight or even a shooting? Oh, I think she might have frozen again. Bear with us, people. You know, and of course, one of the reasons why I asked that question, because we see it all the time. And, you know, the unfortunate thing is that young people aren't given the tools to stop themselves when I'm trying it again because you froze for a moment. So let's try it. Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, now I gotta figure out how do I do this. Okay, how are we gonna do this thing here? All right. How is that? Is that better? No, we still got an echo. Yeah, we still have an echo. Yes. Okay, how's that? No, that's not working. Okay. If I disconnect, I'll reconnect this. Okay. All right, we're gonna try to reconnect the lines here. But you know, one of the reasons why I asked that question is because this is such a common thing, and I believe if we can give young people the tools to address conflict, then we don't need to constantly, everywhere we go, have armed police officers monitoring our behavior, and we're living in this police state because everybody's afraid young people are going to fight everywhere they go. So use concerts and events that should be joyful. There's always a tension whenever young people are gathered because everybody's afraid they're going to break out into a fight, and it happens. So there has to be a way to de-escalate that so that we feel that we can handle any kind of conflict without armed police who sometimes exacerbate the situation rather than help.
Yes, and I changed over Wi-Fi settings to a different setting. So let's see if this one works. But that was an amazing question that you asked. How do we, is this a lot better?
Yeah, definitely much better. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. So if you can just do me a favor, Naima, if you could just repeat that conflict question again so I can hear you, because I have a great connection with you right now and I want to make sure I answer
Yeah,
it properly.
better. Yes. So when young people find themselves in a verbal confrontation, somebody says something that triggers a response in somebody else, how do we go about helping them learn how to address conflicts so that how do we help them learn how to address conflicts so that they don't escalate into violence?
So our model is to place youth inside of situations that make them comfortable by placing them inside of an activity in which that fulfills their skill set. So, for example, our upcoming event is a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And of course, we will draw a lot of basketball players and we will put them inside of a situation that will make them uncomfortable, but also that will require them to deliver well under pressure. So, each athlete will be placed blindly on a team. And in return, once they fulfill the challenge within that activity, they're crowned the clutches hooper and receive a MacBook. And so their mindset is on fulfilling that task at hand under pressure with individuals they have no clue their personality type. So it's placing them in a situation to where they have to complete this challenge with youth and their peers, with peers that they have no relationship with. And so what that will allow is an opportunity for people, for each individual involved to think differently when it comes to having to fulfill challenge under pressure and it involves the individual they have no connection to. It also will allow them to prioritize and strategize their decisions during crucial situations. It will allow them to focus on the present, the now, and aiming for the winning solution versus retaliating in a negative way. And so one of the crucial rules, the clutch rules within this upcoming event is that if there's any arguing or any form of negative conversation amongst players and or the other teams and or from peers to adults to peers, those two teams that is in competition with each other will be immediately eliminated from the entire event. And they will lose their spot as being crowned the clutches hooper in Chicago, as well as receiving a MacBook. So it forces them to
control themselves
under pressure when fulfilling an assignment. It also changed how they think about pressure during heated moments. It make a stressor a fun challenge because, again, stress is unavoidable and it's something that we have to deal with on a daily basis, whether we're a youth, a young adult, or an adult, right? Also, it will allow them to grow within their delivery of performance. So just because this is a 3-on-3 basketball tournament does not eliminate the other opportunities that's out for youth. Like our next event will be crowning the clutches artist or crowning the clutches architect or crowning the clutches creative writer. But more so specifically for the event on October 30th and 31st, let's say if you have skill sets in photography or videography or creative writing, you can also appear in this event and utilize those skill sets to deliver well on the spot by capturing this event via your skill sets. And in return, will ensure that each youth that's inside and that's participating inside of this event, utilizing their skill sets while additional inspiration and motivational to the competitors, that they receive community service hours pertaining to their educational needs. And then it also will allow each student involved to discover their strengths and weaknesses. So if I'm a photographer and I'm put on a spot, hey, I need you to capture these angles of these athletes for these teams. Here it would allow you to think, okay, great. What practices have I developed? Can I overcome this strength? This challenge? What are my strengths as a photographer? What are my weaknesses as a videographer? What are my strengths as a creative writer? What are my strengths as an athlete? What are my weaknesses as an athlete? And things of that nature. So the entire event is designed for just high school students to indulge in one another, but also to get them off the streets in such a traumatic time. If we review the years past, I mean, in 2016, there were, I want to say there were about 41 wounded during Halloween weekend. In 2017, you know, there were 400 kids that raged a Hyde Park, over 400 kids that raged a Hyde Park community. I mean, a 13-year-old that got shot in the face during that time. Officers got punched in their face. Businesses was affected by the Halloween weekend, right? In 2018, 43 people were shot during the Halloween weekend.
Wow.
In 2015, you had a 15-year-old guy, male, that shot a 7-year-old, during Halloween. And it's just a mindset. And as I tap into different communities in Chicago, I'm privileged to hear some of the plans that the youth have for Halloween weekend. Like, right, you have some youth that's like, man, I'm scared to go out and even enjoy myself during this time, which should never be. Then you have some youth that's like, well, there's nothing really designed here in Chicago for us to indulge in. Everything that all the events that they're having are geared towards youth, like younger kids that's in middle school or in third graders, things of that nature. There's nothing that is attractive to what we want to involve ourselves with. And so that leads back to, well, how are we as Chicago relating to the youth and their needs and some things that will catch their interest, right? We have to tap into their world if we want better results within our community. Then you have some youth that I had conversations with that's really excited about pulling out paintball guns and throwing eggs and
doing destructive things
and doing destructive, honestly. Like,
and for them that's fun.
They said, well, why would you take one of the funnest days from me?
Wow.
And then in response say, well, if you were offering money, I would tend with a heartbeat and I'll put the paintball guns down. And what we don't realize is paintball guns actually kill. Right? And then it also cause major injury. Yeah. And then to top it, it allows a youth to get comfortable with shooting.
Yes.
Right. And so that's when they get comfortable shooting paintballs and not caring about injuring someone, what do you think they'll do 2 years from now?
Oh, that's awful.
Right. And
hold that thought. We got to take a quick commercial break. And we come back, we're going to talk about what are the alternatives that group of youth need to sustain their interest during what we know is always a very violent weekend, the Halloween weekend. We don't want to see another mass shooting during this weekend. So what do we plan for our youth? We'll be right back. And hold on, our American Muslim 360 family, hold on. We're going to get calls from your switchboard. And we've got some callers on our switchboard. And our Monday host Zelda says, Grand Rising, beautiful cream sisters. Great organization offering great solutions for our youth. Strategic thinking is crucial for our youth. Thanks for your service. And of course, she does a fantastic job. She has a global youth teen talent competition every fourth Saturday of the month. And worldwide, young people are displaying just some amazing creative talents. So it's wonderful when people understand the importance of focusing on that group of people that are going to be our next adults, our next parents, our next leaders in this world. So we'll be right back after this quick break. If you're listening online and want to join this conversation, give us a call, 515-605-9325. Remember to press 1. That'll light your number up on our switchboard. We know you have something to say, and we can open your mic and get your comments. We're talking to Araic Anderson, who is founder of a fantastic organization, Crown Clutch, and it addresses youth mental health. And we'll be right back after this quick break, so stay with us. The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
They could be at a crossroad where they can make the right decision or the wrong decision, you know. And
We all say we would like to be wealthy, but wealth isn't determined by how much money you have. Wealth is determined by your power to define what money is. The dictionary defines money as something used as a way to pay for goods and services and to pay people for their work. So how would you like to have access to an unlimited source of money? Money that is not taxed by the government. Money that increases as you share the opportunity with others. Money that you can use to pay for goods and services and pay people for their work. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It's the future of independent wealth building. Bitcoin is the new money that you control. Get started building your wealth. Call 312-849-3456. That's 312-849-3456.
Are you constantly arguing with yourself? Are your children misbehaving acting out? Someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been the victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving over the loss of your loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is the result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in removing emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV Show. I'm Naima Latif, along with our co-host Kareem Hamid, and our guest today, Araic Anderson, founder of Crown Clutch, which is an organization that addresses youth mental health and gives them the tools to develop to cope with today's challenges. It's so good to hear that there is a plan and a plan in place to prepare us for, as you share the numbers and statistics of what has been historically a very violent weekend. The aura of it itself, Halloween and devils and all of that, witches. I mean, it itself, it creates a vibration of negativity, and unless we turn that vibration, and we're going to see manifested all the things you mentioned that young people are thinking are fun, ways of creating havoc and destruction and pain and violence. And, if we ignore them, they're going to find their own ways of celebrating this weekend. And we don't want the negativity that has been historically part of what happens. Our Monday host Zelda also, and I'm gonna make sure I hook you all up because she's got some wonderful youth that have great creative talent that they get an opportunity to share with the world. And she said, please share with your group of youth to share their natural gifts, talents, and abilities on the global virtual teen talent contest. She gives away cash and prizes, and you can register for free at hlntvshow@gmail.com. And it is global. I think the last young man that won the competition was from Bulgaria. So I mean,
okay,
they're just worldwide submitting videos. And I know you deal with a lot of talented youth. Now you also I want to get back to the Halloween plan, but you also mentioned an upcoming project, which I think probably my partner and I would love to do this. He's one of the top photographers in the city, probably in the country by now. He is the personal photographer of Reverend Jesse Jackson. And we took a group of photographers from our organization, Chicago Alliance of African American Photographers, to one of the major sports competitions, the D-League basketball team, the Windy City Bulls basketball playoff game. And what our group of photographers had to do, similar kind of challenges you'd be presenting to your youth, being able to capture certain shots, being able to make those, good decisions in terms of their photography images. And it was a lot of fun. So I think this is something that he would enjoy
being a part of.
And
so when the photographers and videographers, the creative writers, maybe they're apparel designers, when they walk inside of the facility, they will also be given a challenge as well to exercise their skill set. And so those skill sets will be listed on our website by the end of today. So we are looking for youth that has a skill set. And if you don't see your skill set listed, let us know what that skill set is, and we'll ensure to create that category in line of challenges that will exercise and allow them to deliver well under pressure and in clutch moments. And so this event is also, I do want to thank Bounce Back Sports as well for powering the event and assisting our team in making sure that this is an event that the kids and the youth in the city of Chicago, high schoolers, will remember for the remainder of their life. And this just starts here. This is our first annual event. So we're looking to continue events, if not on a monthly, definitely on a quarter basis. And looking to surpass the mission and change the mindset of the youth. Right. And that's the most important thing, providing them the opportunities that they're seeking and not providing them the opportunities that we want for them. Right. And those are two different things. And I think as adults, we forget that we once were youth. Right. And when we were youth, we were working to get the things that we wanted to have.
Right.
And sometimes adults will disregard the things that we wanted to have, and we will work hard to get those things, regardless of what, our elders had to say about what we wanted in our mindset. Right. And so what makes you think that the world is different today? Right. And so we can create solutions and events and things of that nature and say, hey, this is for youth and etc. But is it relatable? To the story? Is it relatable to who they want to become as an adult, right? Is it relatable to their interests, right? Or is it relatable to us, is what we want to see, right? Are we seeking to force their mindsets to change? Or are we seeking to support their innovative mindsets and assist them in positive solutions that will enhance their creativity, that will enhance opportunities for them, and that will support their mindsets, right? And that's what it's about. And because it's a lack of support for the paths that youth today want, the generation today want to partake in, they're doing whatever they could to fulfill that high of happiness and joy.
That's what it is, trying to fulfill that high. You want to be happy, you want to be joyful, you need something to. And we talk about this a lot, how people end up as addicts. When you have constant sadness, you're really trying to change your brain chemistry so that you get those endorphins, you get the euphoria that you want, you get that joy. And when you're in constant depressing surroundings, you do things to give you that thrill, or that give you that rush, that high. And sometimes, you know, if you don't have, like you're saying, if you don't have an outlet that's positive, you're going to go for the negative because it gives you a thrill. You know, shooting somebody with a gun, that give you a thrill. But if you had a better thrill that was constructive, you wouldn't do that other destructive thing.
Right. The fact that the youth said, now, if you were giving away money, we'll put down the paintball guns and attend the event. So why not, as a community, come together and donate towards a platform that could say, hey, every youth that attend this event, we're giving away $50 gift cards, right? Or Visa cards, or a pair of shoes, you know. But it takes a community to shift the atmosphere. And I think that as adults, and just as a community, youth, adults, politicians, I think we're sitting around seeking to create a strategy that we feel is safe, right? And that we could relate to. And, you know, there are companies out there like a Bounce Back Sports that is seeking to, you know, bring solutions together. However, it's like a 1-to million, you know, ratio as far as platforms is concerned and opportunities is concerned for youth. You know, Bounce Back Sports, they focus on bringing communities together through sports, right? Their strategy is to pretty much take the competitive energy and make it into, you know, a extreme positive energy for individuals to carry on in life, right? Again, shifting the mindset. And so it's no knock, and there are companies and organizations out there that is strategizing and shifting the mindset. Now we all need to come together as one and collaborate.
So tell me, you know, I've seen where people have been able to use sports as a platform to gather people, maybe even from conflicting groups. And there's a certain skill that goes with that because people do have real conflicts. So how has Bounce Back Sports been able to bring people from sometimes conflicting neighborhoods, sometimes from conflicting street organizations, sometimes with, you know, just people in conflict because that's just who they are. They like to fight. How have they been able to, using the sport of basketball, address some of those inner reasons why there is conflict, you know, such as self-esteem issues, or maybe living in a stressful situation and you got this anger bottled up inside? How has Bounce Back Sports been able to address those underlying issues when they are on the court?
That is a great question, and I want to answer this question to the best of my ability. Of course, I'm not the founder of Bounce Back Sports, but prior, due to previous conversations, I could safely say that Bounce Back Sports tap inside of communities after a traumatic situation to reset the mindset, not just within the youth, but within the community. And the founder of Bounce Back Sports is actually a police officer. And so shifting that mindset from what police officers would sacrifice to do within their communities to make it a better place is extremely ideal. So in this event, you have CPD, Chicago Police Department, that's heavily involved, and that is extremely interested. You have the University of Chicago, that is extremely, you know, their security is just extremely interested in providing solutions and giving youth, right, the things that they need and that they desire to fulfill their purpose. So you actually have individuals out here that actually care, right? And so now that we have that side of the arena taken care of, as residents, we need to come together and join the force, right? So, you know, I challenge the residents of Chicago, you know, what will change Chicago? You know, what will Chicago change? As residents, as individuals who sit in front of mics and media stations and express their concern, right, of what's going on in their neighborhoods. What are you doing as an individual to assist with the conflict that's going on in the neighborhoods? Are you donating? Are you giving back? Are you supporting the youth? Are you taking the youth out to dinner? When you see a youth get out of school, are you saying, hey, here's right? Or are you saying, hey, I want to donate books to this organization? Or are you tapping inside of a school system? What are you doing as residents within your communities to shift the focus from gun violence to a positive force? And so that is the question that we raise within our organization.
Yes. So now people do say, you know what she's saying makes sense. I need to do something. When they go to your website, are they able to, decide how they want to participate? What first of all, give us your website, and then tell us how people can participate if their heart is touched and they know they should be doing something other than just complaining, and they have resources to give, they just haven't done it.
Absolutely. Our website is www.crownedclutch.org. That's C as in cat, L as in lion. C as in cat, R as in Robert, O as in octopus, W as in watermelon, N as in Nancy, E as in elephant, D as in dog, C as in cat, L as in lion, U as in umbrella, T as in Tom, C as in cat, H as in hello. Right? .org. And so there are opportunities for sponsors. We are asking that individuals, companies, churches, media stations just donate a minimum of $277, right? Which is a jacket or a event ticket to something. And that will allow us to crown these athletes. That will allow us to provide them with a MacBook, right? And then also, if we raise enough funds, every individual that walks, every youth that walks inside of that facility on October 30th and 31st, there's a possibility that we can just donate or give out $50 gift cards or give out iPads, but it takes a team.
It takes a team. So that's correct, right? www.crownedclutch.org.
Yes.
Great.
No, with the ED.
Clutched.
No, crowned.
Crowned. Okay, crowned clutch. All right, let me make sure I got it right. Okay. So that's www.crownedclutch.org. And the event is this is the weekend of October 30th and 31st.
Yes. And again, it's not just geared towards basketball players. It's also geared towards students who have a skill set, a creative skill set. It don't matter what skill set it is. If you want to attend this event and actually develop your skill sets at this event, we will have challenges for you as well upon your arrival to fulfill a task, right? And that will exercise in you becoming a better expertise within your desired future field.
Well, I think that is so critical. And now give us the location of the event again for those who are in and around the Chicagoland area or want to just travel and
Yes, so the event will be held at CSO Multiplex located 13. Let me get the exact address. I want to say is located 1301 East 47. So that is the address. CSO Multiplex. The address is 1301 East 47th Street, right there in Hyde Park, 60615. It's also a facility connected to Planet Fitness. Inside of that facility is a host of gyms. So they have 5 basketball courts. They have an indoor baseball court, field. They also have a boxing area. And just a lot of different aspects of the facility that will allow you to combat their anxiety and stressors via activities, right?
Yes, and I even know the backstory of that complex. The people who developed that location for the purpose of changing the vibration in the atmosphere along 47th Street, giving the people a chance to focus on fitness, health, exercise, sports, in a positive atmosphere, in a safe atmosphere, which is a critical thing. I think the biggest hindrance to a lot of our enjoyment of activities is everybody's afraid of safety because fights tend to break out. And that's a lot of times when I hear complaints from young people that we don't have activities in our neighborhoods. Then I hear older people complain, well, because young people go and fight everywhere, you know, at the movie theaters or at the, you know, live concerts, outdoor concerts, or whatever the case may be, where other neighborhoods are having these festivals. There's always a fear when our youth gather that there's going to be a fight.
Well, and you know what, Naima, I must say that, you know, the activities that require you, that the opportunities that are in Chicago for youth does not require any form of physical activity to where it will exercise the mindset. It requires them to stand still and actually observe success versus take part in success. Right. To where when they leave the facility, their mindset is focused on how can I be a better athlete? How can I be a better architect? How can I be a better person for my community? Because this event inspired me to do that, and my involvement was hands-on. Right. If I go to a movie theater and I go watch a movie and it contains violence, right? Majority of our TV shows and or movies have some form of illness to it and or some form of some violent aspect to it, whether it's a positive thing, somebody dies sometimes, right? Or somebody running from a situation or a stressor or an anxiety. So leaving a movie theater is ideal of they are being placed in a position to where they have to look over their shoulders in Chicago, and their retaliation may be extremely different than actually being a part of an event and exercising their skill sets that would challenge their mindsets to want to do better, right? And so the strategy, right, we want to talk about that strategy for this upcoming event. Mindset is fulfilling purpose on October 31st and utilizing October 30th to practice that exercise so that when they come in on the 31st, they have already observed their competition. They have already observed their competitive opponents. They're already observed their teammates that they do not know. And that will allow them to go home and be like, okay, great. If I dribble left, I know he's going to go right, right? If I pass the ball to this person, I know that he can shoot and deliver well just off of observing that individual over the course of the 6 hours of the event, right? And then the photographers may go back at home and look at their work and say, man, I shot this angle wrong. I need to come back inside and make sure I capture this, right? Our creative writers might see typos and see that, okay, dang, I wrote a good story. However, I'm a little bit of everywhere. Let me relax, not be so stressed out and filled with anxiety as I write. Let me gather control, right? And then you may have the referee assistants or any youth that is involved in fulfilling some form of sports activity, like becoming a ref or doing a table for the WNBA or NBA games or collegiate games, right? Or taking score and or being controlling that executive and directing traffic, right? Giving the youth the opportunity to say, hey, adults, go right. Go down a ramp, right? Go left. Here's the bathroom. Some form of opportunity to become an executive within their community and that feeling of control and support from adults. So this event has a lot of moving aspects to it. However, we can't make this happen without the support of our community.
Absolutely. Well, we, of course, want to encourage those who are watching and listening to be a part of this program because we can all participate in the success of our youth. Go to www.crownclutch.org. That's crownclutch.org. And can you stay with us a second hour? I believe we've got some calls.
Absolutely. I'm open to the questions, and I would love to engage with the audience.
All righty. Well, Kareem, we're going to go to break. You have some callers on your switchboard there that have pressed 1 and would like to speak? Or if you've got... Okay, well, we'll be right back after this quick break, and we'll take questions from callers. And, of course, if you're on our switchboard, make sure you press 1 to let us know that you've got something to say. That'll light your number up on our switchboard, and we'll be right back after this quick break. So stay with us.
What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Tucson Essentials on the Female Solution Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Delta Speak for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution, Monday, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Araic Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world. Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/TheMediaConnectionTV.
YouTube. See you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on cable TV channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listings. Do you or your organization need space for an event? Call the Quarry Event Center at 2423 East 75th Street in Chicago for your parties, banquets, award ceremonies, repasts, concerts, and business seminars. Available 7 days a week. Now under new management. Call us at the Quarry at 773-663-2557. That's 773-663-2557.
We are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV Show. I'm Naima Latif, along with our co-host Kareem Hamid, and our guest today is Araic Anderson. She is founder of Crown Clutch, an organization that addresses youth mental health in a positive, productive way, giving them activities that help them develop the mental skills to cope with stress and decision-making in critical situations. And the weekend of October 30th and 31st, that's, of course, Saturday the 30th and Sunday the 31st, they're holding an event. And this event is giving them an opportunity to engage youth using basketball and creative skills, also photography, creative writing. The entire operation is giving youth a chance to participate in developing their skills and their interests, and in a fun, exciting atmosphere, learning how to make decisions. So this is the first annual event, and we're looking forward to many more. Now, Araic, are you also looking to expand to other cities? We've got a lot of St. Louis listeners, a lot of Florida listeners.
Yes. Actually, it's actually funny that you said that. We had I had a couple of people in LA, in Miami specifically as well, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Atlanta that has reached out to me in bringing the entire organization to their communities, and so we are seeking to expand immediately, right? Not within the next 1 or 2 years. We are seeking to host our first out-of-state event beginning of 2022.
Wonderful. Well, of course, our co-host is from St. Louis, and we've got several hosts that are in other states. One from the Atlanta area, one from the Florida area. We've even got a host overseas in London. So
Yes.
it is, and it's a worldwide situation. It definitely is. So we want to expand everywhere. So Kareem, did you want to bring in one of your callers with their question or comment for our guest?
Yes. Yes, area code 312-671. Welcome to the Female Solution. Thank you. We on gas we on gas, not too bad. Like power, forever. And thank you, beautiful. You better believe. And Naima and her guest. I would like for her guest to give us her internet site. I think I got the right address. And also, I want her to give us the time. I don't think she needs the time.
Oh, yes, the time.
Address is 1301 East 47th Street, and the date is October the 30th and 31st, 2021. And so we are going to, hopefully, when I say we, I'm talking about the Harold Washington Foundation and Honeydale Music Corporation. Extend ourselves, and everybody can help stop the violence, survivors, killing, looting, hijacking, and all of the wrong things that our profession do. When I say our profession, I'm talking about righteous children of God. And knowledge is power. So we have to educate ourselves, and each one teach one, and also share with others success brings success. I'm Brother Pop, here Washington son. Nobody but Harold. And we got the movie coming out too in the future with Denzel Washington playing near here Washington Road. And we're looking forward to continuing to promote success breeds success. And we do it at our best with National Black Wall Street, Chicago. And we are right off of 47th Street, too. We are at 4655 South Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, room 203. And that's every Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30. And then every Tuesday from 6:58 to 9 p.m. And we got music that we feature, and this is how we will be able to give back and create Hollywood in Chicago. And we need everyone, including your guest, Sister Naima, to work a community collaboration with us through education in the village. It takes a whole village to raise one child. And Mama D say nobody can raise a kid, so we have to raise out the kid way when it comes to influencing and intelligent young people, young children, to grow up and be good, successful citizens here in Chicago, America, and the world. So yes, to give us the, I think we got the right address, give us the time, and for more information, she can even get in touch with us at the HaroldWashingtonFoundation.net.
All right.
Or call me direct at upon youth health jeopardy.
Okay, and if you didn't write fast enough, I'll pass on your phone number in case you didn't get a chance to write it down. I'll certainly, because I think you all need to be connected as well with the work that you're doing. So thank you so much, Minister Plump. We appreciate you as always for being a light in the community.
Yes, and I also want to add the time of the event on both days are is 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We are seeking companies to get involved instead of the youth walking out of this facility with candy. We want them to walk out of the facility with purpose, like gear, like valuable essentials that will exercise their education, right? That will exercise their purpose, right? And so, yes, I agree. And thank you for giving you a call and reaching out to you today.
All right, there we go. And what's the name of the event? Is it titled something?
It's called the Crown Clutch 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and it's free for all high schoolers. It's not a charge. It does not cost them anything.
Oh, so the Crown Clutch 3-on-3 basketball tournament,
powered by Bounce Back Sports. Yes.
Powered by Bounce Back. And that's 1301. Now, is it both days, the 2-day tournament, October 30th and 31st?
Yes, October 30th and 31st. Our goal is to fill a total of 64 teams, 32 teams per division, a girls division and a boys division. And the event is for high schoolers, freshmen to 12th grade. We are accepting now, as far as like the skill sets is concerned, that's for all youth, right? If there's a 12-year-old photographer, a creative writer that want to exercise their skill set, please come. Or if there's a 12-year-older that's interested in being in the athletic industry some type of way, please come. We would definitely put them to work and get them involved with the platform in which, in the direction and career in which they're looking to or seeking to exercise.
That would be great. And that is 3 p.m. to, did you say 9 p.m.?
9 p.m. both days.
9 p.m.
And the team names will be named after different organizations in Chicago. So, for example, the Harold Washington Foundation may be playing against, right? Maybe playing against the Hilton Hotel, right? Or let's take two other High Park, right? The High Park Chamber of Commerce team may be playing against, I don't know, Lighthouse Restaurant, right? And so nice. The youth will also be representing the brands within the city of Chicago that have made a huge impact to the mindset of kids, right? Now we need to consistently grow that impact and make it something that take place on a daily basis, rather a monthly basis or a quarterly basis or a yearly basis, right? And so brands, if you're out there and you see your name on a bracket, please show up and support the youth that's representing your company. As well as, if you can, please donate a $277 that will change the mindset, that will assist us in changing the mindset of youth in Chicago. We do have athletes in the south suburbs, the west side, that's coming to the south side to participate in this event as well. And so we want youth all over. You don't have to live on the south side of Chicago to participate in this event, right? We have youth in Calumet City, Dalton, South Holland that will be traveling to Chicago and not being on the streets during this moment, right? And we have youth and athletes on the west side that will be coming to the south side, and so to exercise their skill sets and change and work on changing their mindset on a court and an environment that's designed for them.
I think that's powerful. Thanks so much for that question, Minister Plump. I think for those who have organizations or companies, businesses, groups, you want them to be represented at this event. So now explain was it 277? Is that
that's the minimum donation, right? Yeah. We're asking every resident we're asking as many residents, as many brands, as many companies, as many churches, right? As many ministers, as many pastors to join the force. I would love to see Fellowship Church on a basketball court against Apostolic Church of God, right? Right? These are the things you want the youth to show up for services and things of that nature. Churches stand up, make them wear your jersey with your church name on it, right? And then they win a championship. Maybe like, dang, Fellowship, they 3-on-3 basketball team was clutch, and right. And so it's all about bringing opportunities, not just for youth as well, but also for entrepreneurs at this event as well. Also, another insight for parents to connect with their kids or residents to connect with the youth, right? Like I said, this event has a line of multiple factors in it. And so this is which is why we're running a campaign starting today. What will Chicago change? And so this event will allow individuals to see that everyone can come and join forces for the matter of something positive. And so,
well, I'll have to get with my colleagues because I know we need to have one of those either with our Female Solution Global Radio TV show or, one of the other enterprises I'm involved with. We'll have to represent a team with one of those companies for sure. So we'll make that happen. And I think it is important for people to express their support financially, because we live in a society where things cost and resources make it possible to get what you need. So it's one thing to say, oh yeah, sister, go ahead, you're doing good. It's another thing to say, well, here's some money to work with,
work towards the cause, because at the end of the day, in order for our business to run, we need that financial support from our clients, right? And so if we go and I'll use a restaurant, right? For example, if we go, the restaurants know that we have to eat, right? And they're expecting kids to want their food. They're expecting adults to want their food. But what about what we want? What about what the youth want? Right. How Wingstop? Okay, great. Come in and get some wings after school. Great. But how are you pouring back into the kids in your community that's pouring into your platform, right? And that's the question. Barbers. Okay, wait. We need our hair done. Now, what are you doing for the people that's paying you to do their hair?
Right.
Right. And so that's the question that we have, because we all need that support in order to keep going. And the youth may not be entrepreneurs, but they definitely have purpose, and soon one day will be, and or fulfilling some form of career interest. And so, yeah.
All right, that is great. Well, we've got some responses here from our Facebook viewers. Viata, our host out of Florida, says, "Grand Rising, sister." Yes, Grand Rising. We appreciate you. Yeah, so hey, as you get ready to expand to Orlando, that's your contact right there.
Okay. Hi, Vieta. Am I saying that name right? Yes. Listen, let's connect. I definitely want to bring this platform to Florida, not just Miami, but also Orlando. Jackson.
Yeah, and they need help down there in Jackson. That's another story. But there's so many urban communities where there's just nothing for young people, and no one listens to the young people to hear what it is they want. And as you said, we're always telling them what we want them to have.
Absolutely.
They may not have any interest. What are some of the things, as you talk to young people, what are some of the things that they express desires to see in their lives?
I'm a part of so many platforms that pertain youth, and I've been blessed to hear some of the things that they want. One of the groups is an organization by the name of She Chicago, which focus on the mentality of teens here in Chicago that are females, right? Then I also train and coach thousands of basketball players that are boys, right? And some of the things that they want to see within urban communities is a support, right? It's one thing to say, good job, baby, you're on the right path, than actually showing up for them, right? And that alone provide a shift within their mindset to keep going, right? And not to say that they need a validation for success, but it's also good for a community to stand strong in a cause and support not just one basketball player, but all basketball players. Not to support one pianist, but all pianists, right? Not to support one creative writer, but all the creative writers that's seeking to fulfill. And I think that we're living in a world that choose who's good at what, right? And so if I'm a youth and I have interest in becoming a phenomenal creative writer, and all I see is platforms highlighting who they feel have the credentials to write creatively, that may shut me down.
Right. You feel like, oh, right. I'm never gonna.
I don't want to do it no more because I'm not recognized as. Right. And so at this event, everyone champions, right? With anyone that walk inside of Crown Clutch, every our queens and queens.
And that is a good philosophy. Everybody's a champion.
Everyone is a champion.
I think our co-host has a comment or another caller.
Yes, I'm Kareem Hamid here in St. Louis, and I definitely applaud your efforts. You are applying the solution. You know, many of times we respond after something has occurred, but I see your efforts. You are getting in front of the problem, not just responding to it. And I was intrigued when you mentioned people that are authors or screenwriters, live play, role play. If our youth were challenged to write a play, centered around conflict resolution, and those that have acting skills, they can hone their skills there. Camera, lighting, all of that. Actually creating a scenario that aims toward conflict resolution and aimed at the aftermath of violence, the consequence of violence, that you are greater than the consequence. You beyond the problem and focus on the consequence and know that you are much better than that. So when one puts pen to paper, the mind just began to explode. I mean, the thoughts be coming, and those that can act, I would say in a collaborative effort, the assembled group that have those skills to actually write out a play or centered around conflict resolution, and if that production is given the proper hype and people come to actually see it, and I believe that changes our thinking, the mental dynamic. If we can write plays and stage plays around conflict resolution, I thank you for what you're offering here, and your objective is to come up with solutions, and you're getting in front of the problem. Thank you, my sister.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, as he was speaking, it reminded me of the late Oscar Brown Jr. He produced this play, The Great Nitty Gritty, and he used the members of street organizations, regular people. He got youth involved, and just like Kareem was saying, with the whole production of it, the acting. I mean, he used community people as actors, and it was such a powerful expression of our creativity that goes untapped. I can definitely see that happening. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put you in touch with Maggie Brown, his daughter, on that legacy, because She would definitely understand your vision and would be so enthusiastic in making that happen. We have so much talent.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent embedded in the youth, and sad to say, a lot of it is not being recognized via adults, and then some youth haven't even fully recognized their strength within their talents because it's not supported. And so, to I often say we cannot talk about changing the future through youth without taking action, right? And what I mean by that is we can make changes around youth all we want. However, if there's no change with youth, what are we really changing?
Right. What are we really changing?
And so the whole aspect of mental trauma is becoming increasingly common amongst youth throughout the United States. And so at this event, the benefits will focus on mental health strategies, which are often not addressed in urban communities. And so one goal we have is to a fun challenge, right? Via their expectations, which is why we're providing students, that are not basketball players, the opportunity to serve, learn, and get involved with opportunities that would shift their mindset as well, and utilize mental performance strategies that will allow them to prioritize, strategize, discover who they are, focus in, grow within, mindfulness practices.
And for those who want to get their companies represented, you need to go to www.crownedclutch.org. That's www.crownedclutch.org.
Right. Are you Clutch Chicago?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. What will Chicago change? Then we will go, what will Florida change?
Yeah.
What will St. Louis change?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the rising question.
Absolutely.
What will you change?
What will we change? We got a few more comments from our Facebook family, and Susie Mayberry Parker says, from St. Louis, Missouri. That's our co-host from St. Louis. And so many other listeners from St. Louis that call in and comment. And she says she has resources. So I'm going to put you in touch with Susie Mayberry Parker. She's a fantastic woman and so dynamic. And she says, for everything you said, ashe. and she's so she should probably be contacting you about the NTB Wolfpack. That might be one of the companies that sponsor team. And we really want to have the Chicago community involved actively, because as you said, youth need to see that people care. And also, she's suggesting get in touch with Tyrone Muhammad if you haven't, because he's definitely another phenomenal brother that works with youth that are in transition from the criminal justice system. And unfortunately, so many of our youth have been through that system. And Walter Rodriguez says that's amazing. We have to connect, need you on the show, and we need to support and grow together. All right, we got to get you with Walter Rodriguez. So we will make sure we make that connection. And he says, of course, to be present is the key.
Yep.
And Deborah Smith, she's one of our Saturday hosts. She's got a travel agency, and she says reach out to lifeaftersports.biz with Candy Conda. Oh yeah, definitely. Candy Conda has a great sports show, so she needs to have you on her show, and definitely connect you to the sports fans and the communities. And she's got so many business connections. So yeah, absolutely. And Deborah says that she loves that you want to be purposeful. Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sports with a purpose. Yes, so you have touched the hearts of our viewers and listeners, and people really do want to see solutions. We don't want to keep agonizing over the problem. And young people are not the problem. They are the manifestation of what we created in this society and what we failed to create. So they're a mirror to us of what we need to do. So this is wonderful when we see a solution presented to us, and we realize it takes our participation. You know, don't just say, yeah, go ahead, sister. Go to that website and give that money. Was it $277? That will sponsor it. But to sponsor a team that will
sponsor a team, that will put funding in our pocket so that we could release a press release that say, hey, every youth that walks in here can receive can receive a $50 gift card or a $100 gift card or a pair of Nike shoes or an iPad, right? And they'll come running, right? We have to meet them where they are mentally, right? And then say, okay, you want more $50 gift cards? Great, come here, be here, participate here, write this, do this, right? What are your goals? Tell us your dreams. Let's fulfill vision, right? All of that is extremely important. And so it definitely starts with us, with adults, right? And then it starts with a strategy. It starts with a community. And then we're able to exercise the solutions via action, right? And that's the most important part. We do a lot of talking. And as a community, we have to show up, not individually. So,
there you go.
and that's the broken pieces. We're moving brokenly as a city, as a state, as a community, as people, when we all need to move as one. And once a platform or a community, a city, a state that's on one accord, then we'll start seeing change. And then it'll be like, Chicago produced this many honorary graduates. Chicago did this. Chicago did that. However, it actually starts with supporting the purpose that you want to fulfill and not the purpose that we want you to fulfill.
Absolutely. We're going to take our last break, and we come back, go back to our phone lines, 773-436. We're coming to you next. And of course, if you're on our switchboard, press 1 now so we know you have something to say.
727-677-667. We'll be right back. We'll open up your mic.
All right. Fantastic. Got more? Fantastic. Well, we've got callers on the line that want to speak to our guest today, Araic Anderson, founder of Crown Clutch. We'll be right back after this quick break. And if you're listening online and want to join this conversation, give us a call, 515-605-9325, and press 1 to speak so we can come to you, open your mic, and get your thoughts. We'll be right back.
Hey, babe, can you hear me?
Relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answered yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down to earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com. We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. International Women's Day. Email, I love you, say farewell to all things that forget your life and give birth to the completed an animal before a child Remember, mother's farewell. Don't give child and if it doesn't, society. Email, you are the local transformer with the power to change this world. Use it.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif. And along with our co-host Kareem Hamid and our American Muslim 360 family, we are welcoming our guest today, Araic Anderson, who is the founder of Crowned Clutch, an organization that is doing a fantastic job in addressing youth mental health by giving them challenges and helping them to resolve them in ways that advance their creative thought and abilities to solve problems. And the weekend of October 30th to 31st, they're having an amazing event and you need to be there. And if you are a business person or organization head, or you have a group, you need to sponsor a team at this event to be held 1301 East 47th Street in Chicago. A wonderful complex that has sports area where a basketball tournament will feature young people representing the many groups and organizations throughout the city. And also it's an opportunity for young people to meet some people they don't know and learn how to work together. So we want you to be a part of that process. We want you to participate by going to www.crownedclutch.org and registering your business to be part of this event and to change the energy that historically has happened on the Halloween weekends, because it has historically been a very violent time, and we want to change that dynamic. We want to make it fun, exciting, a cooperative venture, and we want your participation in that process because that's how we make it happen. So we've got some callers on the line, and let me bring into the conversation. Then we're going to go to the American Muslim 360 switchboard, but let's bring in 773-436. I believe we have our fourth Saturday host, Mama D. Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us.
I think you do have your fourth Saturday host. And I invite all of you all to join me this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. Our theme is going to be overcoming the slave catcher's mentality and Negrophobia. And among our guests is Mrs. Day, the mother of
was it Jelani? I believe it's pronounced. Jelani Day.
My mother now and it's like tell her own story because I when you were talking about the word crown, and and I think it was just last year when they passed the law. We had passed it in California earlier, but they passed it in Illinois, and that you cannot discriminate against the texture of hair that looks like lamb wool. And we're the only ones that had that kind of hair, because all the red people, the white people, the brown people, and the yellow people, they all have straight hair.
Yeah.
And what is it? Goats and kids have straight hair, and lambs and sheep have woolly hair. So we're the only ones that have that texture of hair.
Yeah, I think that was called the Crown Act, right? I think they called that legislation where you couldn't, because they were discriminating against us because of our hair. Yeah. Yeah.
And we have had that kind of discrimination still going on. At the end of the day, I think we're going to have to confess the problem before we can cure it. What happened to us as a people, it did not happen to everybody, and it made us different. We have to claim that before we can fix the mentality of it. And we just so desperate to be just like everybody else, until we are in denial about the fact, no, what happened to you made you different, and it's okay to be green, being different is okay. And so that word crown, it just means so many things. But one of the things is up there by the mentality where the brain is,
Yes, the crown of your head.
Yes.
We wear the crown when we are royal people. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, Mama D, that brings the question to mind. Let me ask Araic, what was the vision behind the name Crowned Clutch? Because I know it's symbolic of something. So tell us where that came from.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Something about me is I always address men and women by king and queen. And I think something that youth has lacked to realize is that they are an upcoming king and queen. They're prince and princesses. And the transition from transitioning them from a prince and princess, they have to receive their crown. And when you receive your crown, you step into your winning season as a successor by fulfilling a purpose in which. And so we want to crown you in the midst of doing that, right? That royal priesthood, right?
Love that. Yes. That is great. Well, thank you so much, Mama D. We want to make sure that we tune in this Saturday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Mama D always has a really deep show. She is our historian and really giving a historical context of what we're experiencing. And of course, as she says, what we went through does create a difference. And so we have to understand what we're seeing manifested in our young people is a result of that historic experience. So, Brother Kareem, you've got a caller, and then we're going to go back to our switchboard and get 773-977. But go right ahead to your caller, Kareem.
Yes, area code 727-667. Welcome to the Female Solution. Area code 727-667. Take your phone off of mute. Welcome to the Female Solution.
Area code 727.
Okay, we have one more caller on the line. Maybe that person inadvertently pressed one on the phone. 312-671. Welcome to the Female Solution.
I think we had 671. I think that was Minister Plum.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, that was Minister Plum.
Okay, well, let me go to 773-977, and then you go back to area code 727. They may have returned to their phone. Area code 773-977. Grand Rising. Introduce yourself to our listening audience and give us your thoughts for our guest today. Araic Anderson.
Well, good morning to all. This is Lois here in Chicago, Illinois, in the South Shore area. And, again, God has been good to all of us. And I'm so thankful today that we're on the line and listening to Mama G. I have an objection to one of the things that she says. Usually I don't disagree with Mama G, but she said something about fair complected people or yellow people having straight hair. And I tell you, they consider me to be a fair complected person. And my daughters will tell you the straightening comb that goes in my hair that straightens it will burn the regular hair, okay? But Mama, you're wrong about that one. And I said all that to say, God gave us all a head of hair. He is the only one who knows every string of hair on our heads right now. He's the only one who knows our thoughts even before we start thinking them. That's what I believe. So, this show is one of the greatest shows in Chicago, Illinois that I know of, and I'm just so happy to be part of it today. And let's continue on, and we'll be listening to Mama D on Saturday, so she can comment on mine. Oh my God! All right, I love you all so much. You guys go to sleep. Bye.
Well, we love you, Lois, and thank you so much for, as always, adding to the greatness of the show. We love our listening and viewing audience, and I'm hit the wrong button. And we want to again encourage all of you to call and be a part of this program on October 30th and 31st. I think young people need to see that there is a galvanization of support around them. I went to the celebration they had for the Sky women's basketball team yesterday, and several of the players had said it was the energy from the fans that kept us going. It was the support from the people that gave us that burst of energy to come from behind and win that championship. And that's what people need. They need to see support. They need to see that, folks are with you and they're cheering for you. And that I think will change a lot of what our young people go through. They need to see that we care, and they need to see us there. So I definitely encourage us to attend this event and to give our financial support to crownclutch.org, because this is a way that we show concretely that our young people matter. I think one of the things that we have to overcome is the fear that has been created by constant media images of young people as violent, dangerous, non-caring. We keep seeing that image played to us over and over and over again. And somebody keeps showing you something, you start believing it. It becomes a part of your thinking. And that's what we have to undo. We have to erase that belief and understand that what young people are really showing us is our absence of participation in their lives. So when we participate, then we're going to see, as our guest is saying, we're going to see a change. So, Brother Kareem, you want to try to bring in that caller from area code 727 again, see if they're ready to speak now?
Area code 727. Welcome to the Female Solution.
Okay, well maybe they're they're not ready. Yes. Well, one thing I would like to see this program expanded nationally, because we know Chicago is very intense, and sometimes it is a signal of what's happening in other places, maybe at various levels of intensity. But we know that this is a program that needs to truly be nationwide in addressing the disparity that our youth feel, and maybe even some abandonment that they may feel. But as as we grow and as we continue to listen to what young people would like to see, Araic, what is your ultimate vision for where Crown Clutch is taking this generation of youth? And how do you see that manifesting in a change in this city and in our world?
Great question. um, Crown Clutch was solely designed to focus creatively on the dreams and aspects of youth, right? And so, if I had to, lay out a vision of where I see Crown Clutch a year from now, or 3 years from now, or even 5 years from now, would be in at every urban city where opportunity is provided for youth and young adults to exercise skill sets in the career in which they're seeking to fulfill, right? The overall goal is to let me just say this. So when I was a youth, I wanted to be a police officer, right? But because there wasn't fulfill that purpose, I started getting into film, right? And then from film, I was like, okay, great. Let me just start creating. So I was a little bit of everywhere because there is lack of inconsistent opportunities, right? There were opportunities, but there were a lack of consistent opportunities, right? And so the opportunities was everywhere. And so Crown Clutch is designed to bring those opportunities and balance them for youth, exercising different industries, like architects, like artists, like songwriters, like doctors, right? Allowing them to tap into their career focus and or their career focus under stressful situations that will allow them to deliver, low level skill sets well under pressure, so that when they expand and receive the full amount of education and tools to fulfill their dream, they're able to do so on an elite level.
That would be wonderful. And we have had a chance to meet some brilliant young people. Just, speaking yesterday about the young lady that we met, that 17-year-old entrepreneur. Matter of fact, just got through using her product, Feminine Divine Essentials, Tamanu Butter. We had her on our Monday show, and I met her at the recent Jerk Festival, the African festival at Gustavo. And she said, I just was trying to find some natural ingredients to deal with my acne, and she developed this product. Now she's in business. And I'm saying, look, I've been using this cream and it's just made me like 10 years younger. So I'm singing your praises everywhere. And I'm thinking that if we just give young people the opportunities and let them see where their creativity will take them, they will do some phenomenal things. But as you said, we have to change. We have to change the mindset that we have, that, well, look, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to tell you what I want you to be. We need to let them show us who they are and what they have interest in, where their talents are, and then give them the resources to develop those talents that are already in them. That's the best education, to bring out of you what's already in you.
Posing the question, what will Chicago change? And and I'm a consistently just remind every adult that walked in my presence that is interested or have something to say about the negative aspects of what's going on in Chicago. Well, what are you changing for Chicago? When will Chicago change? What will you change in Chicago? How are you changing Chicago to better involve it? And a lot of individuals often blame you as the solution to a lot of the trauma that's going on, right? And blaming that they have some mental some mental trauma going on, some mental health going on within their life. In reality is that, some of the opportunities that's presented are opportunities that we want them to fulfill versus getting to know the youth and actually fulfilling the purpose that they want to fulfill. And so that's what it's about.
I definitely see the importance of us shifting our thought so that we can stop telling them what they need to be and letting them tell us what they desire to be, and then giving them the means to do so. So for young people who want to be a part of the tournament, they also need to go to the website. How do they sign up? How do they get on a team?
They'll just register. They'll go to the website, and it will be action buttons for them to register and sign up to be a part of the team.
Yes. Now, what are the age ranges for participation?
For participation in the 3-on-3 basketball tournament is high school boys and girls. There will be 2 divisions. However, to walk inside the facility and participate via the skill set in which you have, we're welcoming all youth.
Okay. So that will definitely be an opportunity for youth of all ages. Now, when we say youth, what is the cutoff age in terms of, how old? Like 18, 20, what's
5 to 18 years old.
18? Okay. So after 18, y'all not a youth no more. So y'all 22-year-olds don't be coming up there trying to play the little teenagers. You are old at that point. You're not a youth.
We definitely had a handful of 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds that have.
Now, are there places for them? Like, can they coach or
Definitely. Yes, they can come in as a volunteer and assist the teams in coaching. However, one of the challenges is that the team coach themselves.
Oh.
Right. And so there's no coaches assigned to any team involved. Right. Their challenge is to work together as youth, as athletes, to fulfill a purpose.
Wow. Well, that is great. Well, we've got the website up there. Yes.
Those teenage players, they teach the adults a lesson on that court.
Yes. We need to. Yes. I agree.
90 seconds.
That would be a thing. Well, we certainly do appreciate all of you for being a part of it. Yeah, you got a point there. So we need to observe so we can learn some cooperation skills. Well, we've got to go. I'm Naima Latif, along with our co-host Kareem Hamid, our American Muslim 360 family. They're on AM 360 Blog Talk channel, and of course, we urge you to go to www.crownclutch.org. Thank you to our guest, Araic Anderson, founder of Crown Clutch, and we look forward to seeing you on the basketball court October 30th and 31st here in Chicago. 1301 East 47th Street. And we'll have to have you back after the game and tell us how it went.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. And we'll see you all next time on The Female Solution.
And be sure to get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussion. And to our global family listening from all around the world, 10 seconds. Thank you. To our family in China, Sheshe, India, London, Japan, Arigato, Korea, Germany, Turkey, Poland, France, Merci, Spain, Gracias, Italy, Grazie, Egypt, Shukran, Ghana, Medasi, Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Yabonga, Senegal, Jenin, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakor, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Female Solution Global Radio